So, the two semi-finals have been completed, and we have headed to an all-English final. That is Manchester City. They defeated PSG on an aggregate of the second leg they won 2-0, and in the first leg they won 2-1. So an aggregate of 4-1. And Chelsea, the club from London, the only London club to have ever won the Champions League, defeated Real Madrid an aggregate of 3-1. They won 1-1 in the first leg and 2-0 in the home leg. So what does this mean for the Champions League? Like, we are having again an all English final. The first all English final was probably in 2007-2008 when Chelsea faced Man United, and when Man United won. And the second one was in 2018-19, in which Tottenham faced this Liverpool. So coming to the matches of the two semi-finals, the first semi-final, that was PSG versus Manchester City. We could see like why Manchester City won. The sole difference was mentality. Like, you see Manchester in the first leg when PSG took the lead via Marquinhos header. You could see Manchester City. They weren't very stressed out. Oh my God, we have gone one goal down. We are shit. We are screwed. So they kept fighting. They got the second goal. Then they got the equalizer. They got the second goal. But on the away leg, when PSG tried to attack, and in the beginning we could see some glimpses of brilliance from Pochettino's tactics. But when they were a goal down, there was a brilliant long pass by Ederson to find Zinchenko, and PSG were kind of they wanted to score. They had to score because otherwise they would have been knocked out. So they were playing a very high line. So you could see Marquinhos and Kimpembe. They were playing on the halfway line, and Zinchenko, who was the left back of Manchester City, he had pushed so high that he was playing like a winger. He was on the halfway line of their half. So when Ederson got the ball, he ran and did a cutback, and then Mare scored. So after that, you could see the PSG players lose their shit. They were fouling. They behaved like kids. And special criticism must go to Neymar, who was like, whenever Neymar was getting the ball on the transition, that is in the middle of in the middle 2/3 of the pitch, instead of turning and running, he was like trying all these crazy tricks, and he was getting man marked by 3 players. So the ball was again lost, and then Manchester City tried to attack again, which is kind of why PSG lost. Neymar should have behaved more professionally. And we also saw how Paredes lost his shit. He went and grabbed Zinchenko by his throat. Also, Di Maria got a very, very immature red card, where he was frustrated by Fernandinho's constant fouling, so he went and stamped him on the leg and got a direct red card. And after which everything went downhill for PSG. That's the difference in mentality which I say. Like, you could see on the other hand, you had Manchester City, who were, in spite of going a goal down in the first leg, they were really professional and they were trying to come back into the game, and eventually they did, and now they are in their first ever finals after spending a shit ton of money. Well, but I'm not going that. So this is the mentality difference which we talk. Also, what I felt from that match was Fernandinho should have been given 2 yellow cards a long time back, because he was constantly fouling and the ref didn't even give him a yellow card. Should have been booked, in my opinion. And rest, Pochettino, you can't really blame Pochettino, because if the players are such childish people, then it's very tough to advance to the finals. And this is a UCL. This is not your league, where you can do whatever you want. This is the highest stage of club football. And when you have superstars like Neymar, Mbappe didn't play, but Angel Di Maria, Marco Verratti, you should play well. You should be like, okay, we are 1 goal down, we'll try to score another instead of losing our shit. Also, another thing was Icardi was completely missing in the match, because I saw data in which said he had even fewer touches than Ederson, the Manchester City goalkeeper. So that stat speaks for itself. Overall, Manchester City kind of dominated PSG, and They are very well deservedly in the Champions League final. Now on the other match, which was Real Madrid versus Chelsea. In the first leg, we saw it was a very even game, 1-1. Kudos to one Pulisic goal and another Benzema overhead bicycle. What he does creates out of nothing. But in the second leg, I myself am a Chelsea fan. I was quite concerned because Real Madrid have this reputation of scoring out of nothing, and they had Ramos back in their squad, they had Mendy back in their squad, they had a golden midfield trio of Kroos, Casemiro, Modric. But when I saw the match, also I think Zidane should get the criticism for this. He took a risk by playing Vinicius Junior, who is a very good winger or an attacker as a wing back. Because what I feel is Zidane tried to match Chelsea's formation on paper, because Chelsea play with a back 3 or a back 5, as you would guys say. So Zidane should not have changed his tactics and stuck to a back 4, because when I saw the lineups before the match, it was like he had picked the lineup with a back 4 in mind, but while playing he made it a back 3 with Mendy on the left hand side providing as the left wing back and Vinicius Junior on the right. Hazard was shit as usual. He had, I think, 1 or 2 very good dribbles, but apart from that, he can't pass forward. He has lost his pace, and he's an overall mess. I don't really think he deserves to wear the number 7 jersey. The Hazard, who was in Chelsea, whom I loved, is very different from the Hazard who's playing in Real Madrid now. And then you had Benzema. Benzema was the only guy who was trying to score, which I felt he was trying to score. And Modric was getting bullied by Mason Mount. This is where Tuchel's Chelsea shown the difference between a kind of an old team and a team with very young players, because the young players maybe they don't have experience, because between Kroos, Casemiro and Modric they have won 3 Champions Leagues, and we had Jorginho and Kante. They had won none. Kante had won a World Cup, but that's different. But you could see the difference in age, what age plays like, because Mount was bullying Modric completely. Also, this one man, N'Golo Kante, I would say he bossed the midfield. He alone was enough to take care of Kroos, Casemiro and Modric, who are kind of the threatening areas of Real Madrid, because they are like technically just superb. But Kante alone bullied them. Alone. He was everywhere on the pitch. Like sometimes when I was seeing the match, I was like, why is Kante here? He was there. He just went here. Kante was that good. Also, what I felt from this match was Chelsea could have scored 5, 6. They were so dominant, but they missed a lot of chances, and of course Courtois saved a lot. Also, on the other side, Mendy, Mendy, yep, Edward Mendy, Chelsea goalkeeper. He also had some amazing saves, 2 amazing saves. One was a low, it was going towards the far post by Benzema, and he saved it beautifully. And if that would have been scored, it would have been really tough for Chelsea to come back, because Real Madrid, we know, they are a very dominant team. Then, of course, the first goal came from Timo Werner, whose earlier one goal was cancelled due to offside, which was kind of sad for him, because whenever Timo scores, he's either offside, and when he doesn't score, the chance is so easy and he misses that. So yeah, Timo Werner scored, which is kind of very weird, because you see him missing all the big matches, and suddenly in the first leg also missed a lot of chances, and you see in this game he is scoring, which is kind of a welcome relief. But kudos should have been given to Kante and Havertz, because Kante won the ball, passed it to Havertz. Havertz one-on-one with the goalkeeper Courtois. He flicked it, just braced the outside of the top bar, and then Werner headed it in. And the second goal was from Mason Mount. That goal also has a lot of credit to go to N'Golo Kante, because he won the ball in the middle of the park, went ahead, passed it to Pulisic, who dribbled, went towards the byline. Not the byline, near the penalty box, and then he cut back it to Mason Mount, and he scored. And of course, Mason Mount, being Mason Mount and scoring, gives all the Lampard vibes. So yeah, overall it was a very decisive game for Chelsea. I honestly, as a Chelsea fan, didn't see us getting passed through the semis, because come on, it's Real Madrid, 13 times UCL champs, but somehow we did. So it's a good thing. But now we have to face Manchester City in the finals. It's gonna be a huge task because they are one heck of a team. Also, now I hope people will realize the advantages of having a player like Warner. Maybe he doesn't score much, but he has that raw pace, which rivals the. I am bound to say this. It rivals the likes of Mbappe. But the difference is Mbappe can score, but Warner is kind of, his finishing has gotten bad. The runs which Warner makes, he's so fast. A minimum of 1 or 2 defenders has to go to mark him, which then leaves a lot of space in which Kai Havertz and Mount operate. So I think that is one of the reasons why Thomas Tuchel actually picks Warner in spite of his poor form in front of the goal, week in, week out. Also, Thomas Tuchel makes history, and Thiago Silva, as 2 players and 2 coaches getting to the Champions League finals consecutively with 2 different teams. So yeah, credits to Thomas Tuchel for having a very good game plan, and it was kind of a tactical masterclass, I would say, because a lot of things Thomas Tuchel got right. And you could see Zidane, in spite of we knowing him as the UCL coach, he is widely recognized as, he still struggled. So maybe we could see Chelsea challenging for the Premier League and the Champions League next year also. As Thomas Tuchel said, like, he wants to build a team that everyone would hate to play against. So yeah, so it's gonna be an all English final. Looking forward to that. It's really nice and all that. Anyways, signing off. This was my, I think, 3rd video. Keep supporting. God bless you all.